Hey everyone, Wolf Lord Rho here. Before I begin today, a big thank you to Mike for the virtual gift voucher. Big thank you for the support, my friend, I really appreciate it. Thank you. But on to today. Today we get back on board the Indomitus Hype Train, as we discuss the arrival of the Void Dragon and the possibilities that it opens. General spoiler warning before we begin, we will be discussing events from across the lore, so you have been warned. But with that said, let's just jump straight in. Now I'm sure you've all seen the awesome Silent King model by now, and if you haven't, where on earth have you been? I mean, just look at him. Szarekh is just oozing confidence. This guy just knows the galaxy belongs to him, and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. He's taking back what's his, and he's doing it in style. I really love the blend of the futuristic technology of the Necrons and the character of the pharaohs of old. He's oozing the confidence of a Ramesses the Great. The pharaohs were venerated as gods by their people, and Szarekh is living that to the max. But a big part of Sarekh's swagger could well be in part to the fact that he's bringing the shard of the Void Dragon with him. But who is the Void Dragon? Why is it such a big deal? And what does it mean for the future? Well, the Void Dragon was a C'tan known as Magladroth, and according to the Eldar or Eldari history, this guy brought nothing but absolute annihilation. The most dangerous and powerful of all of the star gods. And indeed, on the Warhammer community website revealing the model, the quote given, "This techno-monstrosity is a shard from the most formidable of the already cosmically powerful C'tan." So the return of this shard is big business. If you couldn't already tell that by the model. Okay, he doesn't look like a dragon like you'd first think, but my god, that model is awesome. The Old Ones and Eldar created the Blackstone fortresses to try and stop this guy, and still they couldn't destroy him. And if that's not enough, it's said the Void Dragon was responsible for the creation of the Blackstone pylons across the galaxy, which were the only things holding the Eye of Terror in check. With their destruction upon Cadia, the whole galaxy was ripped asunder. And now shards of this god will be striding the battlefield once again. And I'm not even most excited about that. I'm excited about the huge story avenues and possibilities that this is opening. Firstly, this makes absolute sense going alongside the Silent King's plans of ridding the galaxy of the warp. The Void Dragon was integral to these plans all of those millions of years ago. So why wouldn't he be now? The shards of Magladroth are absolutely Sarekh's biggest weapon, his biggest tool. And secondly, the C'tan in recent years have been portrayed as, yes, immensely powerful, but more importantly, unwilling weapons. These shards are all too aware of their imprisonment and exploitation at the hands of their Necron masters. Might we see a face-to-face conversation between Szarekh and the Void Dragon, the man who caused their downfall and the closest thing to a ruler the C'tan had? Sure, the shards aren't supposed to truly remember their existence before their shattering, but let's be real here, that can be changed any time a writer sees fit. And an underlying storyline of Magladroth plotting and working on his escape to unleash his wrath against Szarekh would be extremely intriguing. With Szarekh, if he's portrayed anything like a pharaoh of old, would have nothing but contempt for this C'tan, and certainly no sympathy. It's unlikely we'd get a C'tan revolt, but the seeds and possibility of one would make for some great underlying tension. But then we come to the real big question that the Void Dragon's return has left. What now of the Dragon of Mars? For those of you who may not be aware, the Dragon of Mars is a hugely powerful being imprisoned beneath the sands of Mars by the Emperor of Mankind himself. And it had certainly been hinted at within various novels that this was a Catan, namely the Void Dragon. And the Horus Heresy novel Mechanicum pretty much made this clear. Quotes of it once living in space between stars and devouring them. It scales harder than steel and rippling like liquid mercury when struck by the Emperor. However, with the shards of the Void Dragon confirmed now within Necron hands, it can't be the Void Dragon imprisoned beneath Mars. And if it was merely a shard of the Void Dragon, that's a bit of a letdown. In fact, it's a huge letdown. I really don't think it can be just a shard. I don't mean to undersell the shards of the Catan here. They are immensely powerful beings still, shards of living gods. But this was a duel with the Emperor of Mankind, the guy who has the Chaos Gods scared. He imprisoned this being beneath the sands of Mars to mould and shape the Mechanicum that was to come. It's really got to be more than just a shard. So the question is now, what is beneath the sands of Mars? Is this something Games Workshop has thought of already? Or is there no answers right now until they think of something? Has this storyline already been considered? To me, this storyline was integral to the mythos of the Void Dragon, and the resulting question now has to be answered. The Void Dragon was always said to be on Mars. At least that was always the legend. So now we know he isn't, and was shattered along with the rest of his kind. Then what is there? Like I said, personally for me, it just can't be a shard. That would be a huge disappointment. Whether intentionally or not, Games Workshop has opened up another tantalising story opportunity. And now, coming into the new edition, we could finally get to unravel the truth of the Dragon of Mars. And who better to lead that storyline than Belisarius Cawl himself? Because these are story threads that really shouldn't be missed out on. And the literal face of the Mechanicum right now is Belisarius, so I can't think of anyone better to lead this storyline investigation. Is it another Catan, an as yet unknown member of the race who escaped the wrath of the Necrons? It was said that this being hid upon Terra, so that's an avenue they could take. Or is it something else entirely? As always guys, what do you think? Leave your comments in the thoughts below, I love to read them. A huge thank you to all my subscribers, your support really means a lot to me, it truly does. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. And if you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too. But with that said, I am off, and I'll see you all again real soon.